Hello students, today we are going to begin the new chapter, the growth of nationalism. That is chapter 2, the growth of nationalism. And first we begin from the French Revolution. Okay, the French Revolution. Okay, the French Revolution of 1789 was one of the earliest nationalist movements in the world. So the French Revolution was one of the earliest nationalist movements in the world in 1789, and the French Revolution influenced all other nationalist movements that took place or that arose in 19th century. So this French Revolution of 1789 also influenced all other nationalist movements which took place in 19th century. Okay, so the causes of the French Revolution. Okay, the causes of the French Revolution. First is political causes. At the beginning of 18th century, France had a hereditary monarchy. So in the beginning of 18th century, France had a hereditary monarchy. That means the successor of the kings were from his clan, okay, or his sons were the successors of his throne. The king was the representatives of God and enjoyed absolute powers, and his will was law. So the king was considered as the representative of God on earth, and he enjoyed very absolute powers, and whatever he will or he wished was law. Okay, whatever he wills, okay, or his will was the law of the country. Louis the 15 or 16 lacked leadership during the revolution. Okay, so Louis the 16, he lacked the leadership. Okay, he had a very poor leadership during the French Revolution. Okay. How? Because he was interested in hunting, eating and merrymaking. That means always celebrating. Merrymaking means celebrating or feasting. So Louis 16 was always interested in hunting, eating and just enjoying. His wife Marie Antoinette was extravagant and interested in enjoying life. So the Louis 16 had his wife Marie Antoinette, and she was very extravagant, means she used to expand very much. Okay, and she was interested in enjoying life, and that is why Louis 16 was influenced by her wife Marie Antoinette, and also started eating, drinking and making fun and celebrating. The French administration was marked by nepotism. Okay, so French administration was marked by nepotism. This word is nowadays very famous after the suicide of one of the actors called Nishant or Ishan Singh Rajput. Okay, so what is nepotism? Nepotism, that is a practice among those people or those who are in powers, they or influence, that they favor their relatives and friends in the matters of giving them job. That is nepotism. That means those who are in power, they give more preference to their relatives in giving them jobs. That is nepotism. And that is why high posts were given to nobles and aristocrats who were not conscious of their duties. Okay, that is why high post in the country or in the empire was given to the nobles and aristocrats. They are middle people like nobles. They are also very respected people. They were giving the post and they were not conscious about their duties. There was no uniform system of law in the country. Okay, there was no proper system of law in the country. The aristocrats were not punished. Okay, these aristocrats, those who were like nobles and most of the middle class people, they were in the good post. They were not punished. The system of election was not prevalent that time. There was no system of election, and common people hardly had any share in the administration, and that is why common people did not have privilege to have in the administration post. And thus the dissatisfaction of the people started the revolution in the French. Okay. Next we will see the social causes. The French society was divided into three classes. Okay. The French society was divided into three classes. The first class were clergymen, the second class were kings and nobles, and the third class were peasants, merchants, and professionals. Professionals means those who work like blacksmith, porters, okay, and different people. Okay, so there were three classes. The first and second classes formed the privileges. Okay, so this first class and the second class, or clergymen, kings and nobles, they were the privileged people, and third class, that means peasants, merchants and professionals, had to bear the burden of heavy taxation. Okay, so first and second class, they enjoyed the privileges, but the third class, they had to pay the heavy taxes. And most of the wealth was concentrated in the hands of the privileged classes. So this first and second class people, they enjoyed the wealth, okay, and other privileges. All the important posts were held by the members of higher class. So all the important posts in the country or in the empire were held by the members of the higher class. Means the first class clergymen, and the second class kings and nobles. Peasants were forced to pay taxes, and those who could not pay were punished. So peasants were usually or always forced to pay taxes. Okay, and those peasants who could not pay the taxes were punished. Okay, so these were the social causes. Next is the economic causes. Extravagance of the ruling class led to the economic crisis. What is extravagance? That means spending very much without counting. Okay, spending like that money is nothing for them. Okay, so the spending very much of the ruling class led to the economic crisis. The kings lived a luxurious life. The kings lived very, very luxurious life, and that is why there was expenditure very much. Okay. There was no restriction about the expenditure. Okay, there was no restrictions. Whatever kings wanted were spending the money or treasure of the country. Okay, the expenditure during the war was also weakened the economic conditions. Okay, so the expenditure during the war also weakened the economic condition. For example, Louis XV worsened the economic condition of France by participating in the 7 Years' War from Austria side. Okay, there was 7 years war there. Louis XV participated from the parts of uh, Austria, and there was very much expenditure. In the next time also, the French kings supported American wars of independence, and again it worsened the financial conditions. Okay, the taxation policy was not good. Okay, and it was faulty. Okay, so taxation or regarding the tax policy was not good. It was faulty because aristocrats and nobles were exempted from paying taxes. Okay, so aristocrats and the nobles were not asked to pay the tax. Only common people and peasants were burdened with heavy taxation. Okay, so common people and peasants were burdened with heavy taxation, and they had low economy. But these aristocrats and nobles were able to pay, but they were exempted, and that is why there was economic crisis. Okay, and thus the extravagance of the ruling class and the defective disorganization tax system pushed the French economy to the very crisis point, and slowly it triggered the revolution, and the people started the revolution. So today this is enough. In the next class we will see next.